cliffhanger opening. Classic. Welcome good guys, I am Apallax and this is my recap of the first episode of Chucky, Dead by Misadventure. Let's begin. With a Billie Eilish song playing in the background, a yard sale is being roamed around by people, which includes Jake, our main character who gets interested by the doll and buys it after bargaining with the seller. A detail I'd like to point out is the lady wearing a headscarf. I don't know why, but I think this may be Tiffany. Jake returns home and it's shown that he uses doll parts to create a rather creepy but cool looking sculpture. With all the body parts hanging from it, it makes me think about Bride of Chucky's opening, where Tiffany is reconstructing the doll. Later in the scene, Jake tries to remove the doll's head but is unsuccessful because it's welded to the neck by muscles and bones, a creepy fact learned in Set of Chucky when the man opened Tiffany's bag with a screwdriver and her internal organs could be seen. Chucky almost revealed himself to Jake because he had taken out a knife to try removing the head, but luckily his dad just arrived and went upstairs. Jake showed Chucky to his dad and, disappointed, said he shouldn't spend so much time inside his room with the sculpture and reminds him that his aunt, uncle and cousin will visit them and to get ready. During dinner, Jake's cousin Junior makes him uncomfortable by teasing him about his homosexuality, which makes Jake's dad angry and, breaking a glass, states that he is too young to know that about himself. The aunt tries to change the subject by asking about a sculpture and later excuses herself upstairs where she calls someone unknown, but it's hinted that it's a secret affair. They leave the house and Jake is waving and flipping them when he suddenly hears noises upstairs, and when he goes to check, he sees his dad destroying the sculptures. Jake is devastated and his dad leaves his room and tells him to end it with the dolls. Next day, he looks up Good Guys dolls on the internet and finds out they are valued for over $1,000. He takes Chucky to school. Inside it, Junior's girlfriend Lexi asks Jake about his dolls, and when he tells her he is going to sell Chucky, she starts to make fun of him for quote-unquote being poor. During biology class, Jake has problems dissecting a frog, and when he makes the first cut has an anxiety attack, and when he looks back, the frog was chopped into pieces. Everyone receives a notification on their phones, and it's a GoFundMe set by Lexi to help Jake, so everyone starts making fun of him. The bell rings and Jake gives Chucky to the teacher for storage since he doesn't fit in his locker. The teacher agrees and makes Lexi stay to scold her for the GoFundMe. When she refuses to take the GoFundMe down, she leaves to call the principal, so Chucky scares her and blocks the door. Both teacher and principal enter the classroom, and Lexi, in shock, agrees to take down the site and leaves in a huff. During lunch, Jake is sitting alone in the cafeteria when Devon, Jake's crush, sits with him and says that he knows Jake listens to his true crime podcast every day and wants to record an episode with him about bullying. Jake leaves angry after Devon tries to justify Junior's actions, blaming them on Lexi. At night, after making a post selling Chucky, a man calls him and tells him that the doll is dangerous and to check his batteries, then hangs up. Jake googles Chucky's name and finds tons of articles about Chucky being possessed. In the morning, Jake finds his dad hangover on the table and Chucky sat in front of him. After checking his bag and seeing he doesn't have batteries placed, he throws him in a garbage can. In the afternoon, Jake goes to the talent show and watches Devon play the piano, and when he finishes, Lexi starts to talk in the microphone. She spots Jake in the crowd and hints his secret crush on Devon when Chucky's voice sounds in the speakers. When Jake turns around, he sees him in the seat behind and picks him up. Then whispers something to his ear, and Jake walks to the stage where he starts to speak like it's an act of ventriloquism. Chucky takes out Lexi's phone and reveals she was cheating on Junior, also makes Jake read her search history so everyone laughs at her. Finally, Chucky insults everyone and Jake leaves the stage. At home, Jake's dad tells him he got suspended and says everyone thinks he's weird, so Jake answers that he doesn't care, that he only cares if they know he's gay, which prompts Jake's dad to tag him and pin him in the wall. Jake says he wished he died in the car crash instead of his mom, so his dad orders him to go to his room. Jake's dad goes to take the bottle of alcohol when he notices it's almost empty. Then the lights go off and he walks into the basement barefoot when a light turns on and Chucky appears in front of him. Then he throws up the alcohol into the floor where there were two exposed cables that electrocute him to death. Jake goes to the basement and sees his father dead whilst Chucky comes behind him. The police arrive to the house where Detective Evans, Devon's mother, tells him there was a break-in in school the previous night, so Jake lies and says he did that to take the doll back for practicing his act. Jake's uncle arrives and takes him to his house. In his new room, he tries to make Chucky talk and the doll slaps him. Then he takes out a knife and asks him what were they going to do to Lexi. The last scene is a direct continuation of the cliffhanger, where it's revealed that the point of view was from Charles Lee Ray when he was a toddler. In the end, his mom picks him up and sits him in her lap. Thanks for watching this video, hope you liked it. Next week, the next episode's recap will be uploaded. This is Apallax. Stay tuned.